Hello everyone, 1 second. Please. Okay, we're live. How are we all today? Da, 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 da. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's working. Excellent. 1 second. Just need to go into this one. Righty-o. Howdy-o. Oh, hello, Kelly. Right, there is us. Okay. So, hello, everyone. This here is our new stencil. It's called Bites. It's stencil 105. Now, there are a few in between this one and the last one that we released, but I want to do this one on all the ways that you can use a stencil. So, we are first going to get started with doing a little bit of some encyclopedia paper on our background and then get started. I've also got this Best Friends rice paper because I do like this one, and I don't think we've ever used it in a class for some reason. I don't know, some things just kind of sneak underneath the radar and then you're like, why haven't we used that before? And then you're like, okay. So let's get started, shall we? So we're just going to come in and I don't want like small bits tonight. I want fairly big ripped bits. So we're just going to come in and do a few here. One down here. Another here. So there we go. Oh, hello, Diana. And die. Okay, so let's come in. Bring that on. And then we've got this one. This one. Okay, there we go. Looks a bit mixed, and we won't need the second page. Right, so we're going to come and start gluing this down. Mum, is the gel medium on your desk? Cool. Okay. So yeah, it should look pretty good.
Medium.
Yes, please.
We have a tube or a tub here?
Tube. If you just come stand here and wave your hands, I'll have a bit more of an in-depth look because you're looking as
the eye candy. Is that what it is? The
well,
eye candy.
You're looking as not really,
Oh, I don't have my glasses on either. Hello, peoples. Well, in tonight's class, we're going to. Looks like we've got some encyclopedia pages. A what is the stencil called, Naomi?
Bites.
Bites stencil.
So you're not wearing your glasses?
No. Piece of Friends rice paper. Hey, it says superstar there. It must be talking about me.
Hopefully it says super.
You're amazing. Yep. Definitely. Don't worry, Naomi has just disappeared somewhere else in the house looking for Matt Gel Medium. And Madeline is saying about how someone needs to feed her. That's the cat. We have some teal paint, some yellow and magenta. And Naomi's back, but are you going to use that one?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool colour, actually. Okay. I was just up to tearing up the encyclopedia pages for it.
Oh, it's beautiful, thanks. I can see that you did a lot of work to my project.
Yeah.
I did not find the glue, but I did find white paint. So we've got an alternative, which is all we needed. Okay. So let's get started, shall we? With some white paint. Put a bit more on. So we're going to change this up a little bit. We will have to work fairly fast, which means I'll be doing a lot of describing just because it is hot. So we want to make sure we get the rice paper, the encyclopedia paper stuck down before the paint starts to dry. So let's get a nice, lovely coat on there. It can be roughly a little bit thick, but not too much. And then come in and let's do, pretty sure that was the wrong piece there, but you know what? We'll live. And it's lifting up where the rice paper overlaps and putting some more white paint down. And then just making sure there's no air bubbles. And look at that, one page of encyclopedias stuck. So with the white, it does give it a little bit more of white. I feel like the word's vintage, but probably not vintage. Oh. There we go. And then let's come in with our, once again, gesso brush, giving it a nice thick coat. Really spreading out that gesso though. And then once again putting down some white paint where it goes over top. And there we go. So just giving it a bit of that more vintage look and coming in and making sure that there's no air bubbles by giving it a bit of a good rub. This bit here is very crucial. Air bubbles are not our friends. Right, and there we go. We've got some of that encyclopedia down our page, and I actually think I can move you guys a bit closer because you don't need to see. Maybe not that close. Okay. And watercolors. Water. Yes, water. Okay, right, there we go. So let's come in now with our, we're going to let that dry for a bit. So with our stencil, we're going to do it in a few ways. We're going to do it with our blending brush, with a dry gesso brush that we haven't used, with watercolor, with watercolor just with a normal paintbrush. These two with paint, and then where's our stencil slash stubby brush? And then one with our stencil brush. Here it is. Our stencil brush. And then I think, yeah, it should be all good. So we're going to do it. Oh, and then another one with paint pen marker. So just coming in and drawing in the lines. So just that side there is nearly dry, so we're just going to come and heat it with a bit of a heat tool real quick. Just a nice little bit of a heat tool, and then we're going to come in and do our next step. Right, so let's come in and do our watercolor ones first. So with our paintbrush, just with a bit of water on it, we're going to come in and choose I'm thinking yellow. Let's start off bright. So using our yellow, okay. So we do have a bit of watercolor that's come underneath the stencil, so we're just going to come in, pat that down over here. So with the watercolor, we get a really light pastel-y effect. So I'll lift it up and show you. So as you can see, a really light pastel effect we get with our watercolors. So then let's come in, give this a bit of a clean, and then let's add in our gesso brush effect. And I think what we're going to do with this one is we're going to use the yellow pink satin acrylic paint from Montmartre. So let's just come and put a bit down. I've kept that one on top, but just come and do this. It's very much like a light peachy type color. Oh, hello, Karen. Hope you all enjoyed our super weekend. And then let's grab our gesso brush. And just with a little bit of the peach on, and with our hand holding it down flat, let's come in and make textured bites. They're kind of like little rainbows. We might do a few of these. Over here. What do we think? Yeah. Looks really good, I reckon. And then let's just use the excess paint that we've got on our stencil and come in and rub it off on the areas where we haven't actually stenciled that color down. It's going to keep going with that bit of a grungy effect we've got from the white. Also means that we can come and do a color that contrasts a little bit with our next technique. So, but we do want to dry this layer. Very important. We want each layer to be dry. If you're at home, you only have to wait probably about 2 minutes for this step in summer. So really, it just means it's a coffee break then. Okay. Just lifting it a bit up into the frame. Sorry. There we go. Now let's come in and do our blending brush. So we want, I think, teal. Let's keep going with the contrast we've got going here. So a bit of teal paint on there. And a palette just here. So if we grab a bit, and see how that's too gulpy, like that's super thick. So what we want to come and do is we're just going to go off to the side. Now I have paper down on my area. And give it a bit of a rub. Just means that we've got a bit less on there. And then we're going to come in. You don't get to see that full detail bit there, sorry. Just because I want you to be nice and close and conceal the detail from the mixed media. Not have to guess where I'm working. There's one teal bit, and then we're going to do another teal bit up here. And what we might try and do is create a bit of like a V with our teal. See? That looks really good. And let's just come in once again, rubbing that teal paint off wherever we can. Now, before we come and do the chunky brush, because the chunky brush, remember, well, the stencil brush, is a really thick textured coat. So, well, really thick textured stenciling. So we want to come in, I think, and just do a few points and bits of stencil with our paint pen markers. So making sure our paint pen markers work. Yep. Come in, and we haven't really done this area down here yet. So we're putting our stencil down. And with our pastel pink medium pen, we're just gonna come in and do a bit of random drawing. Okay. How's that look? So a bit of pink there. And if we come and do another segment here. Alright, and then one last segment up here. We actually have 2 more ways of doing a stencil. Sorry, but we only had one. We also have the palette knife as well. So let's come and do the stubby and then the palette knife. So with the stubby, we're going to put a bit of our cerise, which is a type of pink, into the white here. We're just going to make it a bit more with our stencil brush. A bit more of a lighter pink. Really get it mixed in there. There we go. And we're going to come in. And just choose a place to start texturizing and really getting in there. So it looks a lot more splotchier than the other ways, which is why I love a good stencil brush. Go. We might come and do another one over here. And then let's just come and get rid of the excess that's on the brush first. And then excess that's on the stencil. So should be a fair amount. Okay. And then last but not least, palette knife. So we're going to use our metallic turquoise for this. I'm trying to stick in the same, like, 3 colors. I hope it looks nice so far. It looks a bit messy, but you know, be a good background. So let's grab our palette knife. Okay. On that one. Oh, here. We took it out. Grab a bit out like it's peanut butter. Lift. And then do a little bit more of it over here. And a bit over here. So the trick is to hold your stencil down nice and firmly while you're doing these steps. There we go, and just with the excess, come in, give it a bit of a clean. Yes. Clean that palette knife. Put them safely there. Okay, righty-o. So, this is what we're now looking at, is a bunch of our rainbow patterns, which, look at all those different stencil techniques. You can, there's plenty that you can try out with a stencil. And you'll always be able to find a way that you're comfortable with working. So, let's just move our art journal to one side so our patterns can all dry, and come in and grab out this paintbrush. And let's choose some rice paper decoupage to go on our project. So I'm thinking the butterfly. The You Are Amazing. This best friend one. And I'm tossing up between, well, actually, there'll be 3, so we either keep it at that or we add another 2, but I think we'll add another 2. So we got that one. So the 2 I want to add is, one is the rainbow. And the other one is it's either the hands. I think the hands, because we can put it underneath the best friend. Like so, or we can put the maybe the girl. Okay, let's do the girl. And then the girl. Righty-o. So moving these out of the way, the spare rice paper bits. Let's put this one down. Now it's not fully dry yet. Then the palette knife bits won't be dry just yet. So my idea is, where's my rainbow gone? No. Oh, found him. Okay, don't worry. Having heart palpitations for nothing. So my idea is to put my best friend word here and my little girl underneath, like so on that page. And then over here is to put "You Are Amazing" down the bottom. And then our rainbow and our butterfly. But I really want these to stand out. So my idea is to put white behind the butterfly and rainbow, and then to put the satin yellow pink behind the "You Are Amazing" and stick it down. So, and then come in and do some really cool outlining of our stencils. So if we just come in, put a bit of the satin yellow pink down our word, and then we grab a fair amount of it and just give it a good old spread here. Got teal on my hands, of course. And then let's just put out a bit more of that satin yellow pink. What we want to come and do is we want to come in with our my paintbrush. Nope, that's dodgy. Wasn't washed properly. So bad juju. Looking for the right sized one. Here we go. This will work. A satin pink, sun yellow pink. Just come in. Add a bit of water. Just draw this one here. All the way out. And then give it a bit of a smudge. Down the bottom here. Right. And now put this paintbrush somewhere safe because we're going to use him again in a minute with our white. So now with our white, I'm going to come in and do our rainbow first. So put a bit of white down on the back and then put a bit of white where we're going to stick our rainbow down. And then using the white on the end of our paintbrush, we're going to blend it into that yellow pink down the bottom here, but also come in and decide on another color to highlight that we've used with our stencil. And it just brings it out. Nope. Teal's still wet. Check for that teal. It just makes the page slightly lighter. Now let's come in and do our butterfly. Now, oh, actually, 1 minute. Let's just do a few little lines there. There we go. And then some lines there. I hope I haven't missed anyone's comments. I don't think I have. Okay, good. Right, now let's come in and do our next one, which is up here. I think what we might do is we might actually do it in the metallic teal. So we're putting a bit of actual teal behind there, and then we're going to put the metallic teal down. Place it down there. Oh, wrong end. Getting the metallic teal with a bit of water on our paintbrush. And coming in with the actual teal or turquoise. And then There we go. Now what we're going to do is just coming in with a bit of this yellow pink. Come and do some dots. Okay, and then with the white, do a few. A little bit of okay. Few lines coming in and out. Now, let's do the next bit of rice paper, which is over on this side here. So let's get that one. And our yellow. Now, so that the yellow keeps its colour a little bit better than usual, what we're going to do is we're actually going to put in a little bit of white and with our yellow to make it opaque. Then adding this mix to the back of our rice paper or our collage paper, depending on what you call it, and then coming in and adding, so our stencil bit there is now dry, but from the palette knife. I know, right? Well, nearly dry. It's like touch dry. Put it down, and then let's grab out our paintbrush. And come and outline all of these. Bits and pieces. And really just blend it in by running your paintbrush dry. By running it until it's scratchy. Then let's grab, because we still got to blend out the top here. Grabbing some more yellow off our palette. No water though. I don't want to make this yellow any more translucent than what it is, so we're going in with very minimal water. There we go. And then with this yellow, what we might come and do with the same paintbrush, just come and add a few flowers, some small, some big, depending on how much pressure you apply with the paintbrush. Really getting in there. And then let's come and do our last little piece of rice paper, which is our girly well here. And I think I was going to do it with this pinky color. It is a little bit dry though, so we might add a little bit of white and see if we can. Oh, that was way too much white. Hold up. Let's see if we can activate this pink. There we go. Let's come in. Give the girl a bit of a pinky background. But down we go. So we're using paint just like we would use gel medium matte or the Decopod, but instead we're just not putting a layer of it on top of our rice paper. What we are making sure is that there's no air bubbles by rubbing it down, and then making sure our edges are sealed by coming in with the paintbrush. So just coming in. I think what I might do is I might just blend this one out, but not highlight any of our stencil pan, because what I'll come and do is I'll come and put a little bit more of that stencil pattern on a second. There we go. And then we just put this down here. Just need a bit more pink. Just there. Just a bit more there. And then if we come and dry our page so far, there we go. So let's. Okay, so looking good. Sorry, I just had a bit of trouble with my laptop for a second. Right, let's come in, grab out our brown paint pen marker, but also this pink one again. Let's just come in and do a few of the paint pen stencil again. Over and around. Our rice paper bit. And using our pink paint pen, we come in and just give a few of these yellow pink stenciled areas a bit of love and attention, and then not all of them, but just a few up here as well. Okay, and then we're nearly done. I promise. We just need sorry, the yellow is not fully dry yet, and so then it doesn't mix. I just got to keep my paint tip fairly wet. There we go, and then we just add definitely got paint on the tip of this paint pen, so just give me a minute to come in and remove it. There we go. Now, just thinking it needs a little bit of the butterfly needs a bit of a color. Just trying to figure out which one. Maybe this one here, if we come in. We give it that there. And then we come in and we give... Oh, thank you. Oh, hello. Coloring dudes. Nice to see you again. And then, I think... So,
Oh, that looks really good.
Oh, thanks, Mum.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised it looks so awesome.
Just a few of the bit of like a rule of threes. And then I think we do need one there and another one here. There we go. I think I'm just adding everything for fun now. Bit of white. Come on, do a few little digits. And then right, I need to stop or else it's going to end up looking a little bit messy. Okay, we're stopping. That is tonight's mixed media class. Thank you for coming. You can watch this on the replay, obviously. And then, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed on the class on how many different ways you can use a stencil and then how we made it into a nice little background for our rice paper and flowers. I'm just putting a bit of this pink fewer spots. It looks out of place down here, so we just need to come in and give it a bit of life in a few other spots. But yes, that there is our class, and thank you all for coming. We'll see you throughout the week. We've got many classes to come at Scrapbook Fantasies, not particularly on my YouTube channel, but in a few other spots. And yes, thank you for coming, and we shall see you all next week for another Mixed Media Monday. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and have a nice painting one and a crafting one. Thank you for coming. See you next time. Bye.